broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment.
Dakota T Jones.
AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hello and welcome to AFTERBUZZ TV's 58th Annual Grammy Awards After Show. Wow, that was a mouthful. Hi guys, I am your host, Dakota T Jones. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Mr. Dakota T Jones. And I have an awesome co-host today.
Hello, I'm George Hermoza. Which one? This one? Which one? George Hermoza. You can follow me at G Hermoza on the Twitter and on Instagram.
All right. Well, we have a lot to talk about today. It was an amazing award show, and just before we start, I wanted to tell everyone that I actually was there in the audience. I was a seat filler, so basically I had to sit in the celebrity seats while they were on stage, and then once they got back, I got to like move to another celebrity seat. So I was right there in on the action. It was so much fun. I got to meet a lot of really cool people, and yeah, it was a great time. So what was it like being a viewer who was watching it on the screen?
I think it's great. I mean, I'm always curious about how it kind of comes across in person, because, you know, you kind of hear a reaction, you kind of maybe feel the emotion of the crowd. I know it's kind of hard to see it on TV, but you were there, so I'm kind of going to ask you some questions you know, during, as we kind of go along some performance. But yeah, from a viewer standpoint, I mean, it's always pretty great. I mean, the editing, the directing is always fantastic in my eyes.
I totally agree. I actually really enjoyed this year. Last year, I loved the Grammys, but I feel like this year they brought more excitement to it. I feel like last year was great, but I just wasn't connected with some of the winners as much from last year. But it all started out, the show opener, Taylor Swift. Anyone who knows me, I love her so much. I've been to most of her tours. Me and my little sister, we love going and seeing her. She actually made sure everyone in the entire Staples Center had like this bracelet that had like lit up with different colors and stuff. They were taped to every single seat, even the ones in the very top. And so basically we were all told to put those on, and so that happens at her tour too. Like it just like the whole stadium like lights up with like all the lights the same color. It's great. Anyway, so she opened with Out of the Woods, which is her big smash hit right now. She was amazing. I was actually third row for that one, and I love her so much. She did great. You know, she came down, she sang on the catwalk, and there was a bunch of people going crazy. So what did you think of her performance? You
know, it's funny, like a lot of people think that I'm this manly man, which I am. Yeah. But I'm not gonna lie, I love Taylor Swift.
I'm so glad I'm not the only guy.
It's like something where it's like
I do love Taylor Swift.
Thank you.
No, I love Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Like I'm maybe not at the borderline as you, but I love her so much, but not enough to maybe go to the tour, because I don't want to be like the oldest guy there.
Yeah.
I don't mind being a guy there. I don't want to be the oldest guy there. But I mean, aside from that, I truly love Taylor Swift. I mean, just watching her within the first 10 seconds of her performance, I immediately thought like the maturation of her. Like, you have like your kind of country pop when she first started, but now she's just a flat out full-fledged superstar.
Yeah.
Like, you know, broke down barriers, broke down like any kind of, you know, line between country and pop, and just smash it. And I love the fact that she's just huge superstar who not only is a superstar, but really makes great music.
Yeah, she really does. I think so many people give her such a hard time because, oh, well, it's Taylor Swift and she's super popular, so maybe I should pretend like I don't like her. But she's so talented. She mostly writes all of her own stuff.
Yeah.
I know on the past two albums she's collaborated a lot with different people, but she's so talented, and I know that she like, it was so crazy because when I was sitting there, I was like looking around for her because she was the one I was most excited to see for sure. She comes walking in like, you know, 2 minutes before they start, and the whole place just freaking lost it. But she was there with her best friend Selena Gomez, who I am also very partial to. She was super, like, they were all decked out in their outfits and everything like that. But anyway, so let's get to some of the performances. Besides Taylor, she knocked it out of the park. We also had The Weeknd. What do you like The Weeknd?
See, it's funny. Like, I try to be very unbiased. Like, I'm not a big fan of him, to be honest with you. I do kind of recognize, I forgot the name of the song. I think it is Heartbeat. I think that song's okay. I'm not a big fan of like some of his other songs, but I will appreciate somebody who, you know, is good, has a good voice, is talented.
Yeah.
And with that said, I wasn't really impressed with his performance. How did it come across live?
I mean, I've seen him a few times. I saw him at the VMAs also, and like I feel like another award show. I really do like his voice. I think he's got an amazing voice. I would have, if I were him, I would have changed it up a little bit. I know that like most of the times I've seen him, he has like the same kind of setup, you know, there's like flames, sparks, and he's like in this little, you know, U thing of mirrors and stuff, which is great. It looks awesome. But like, I know he's not necessarily known for moving around a lot on stage, so I think he kind of has like the smoke and mirror effect kind of amplify his performance, but I don't think he really needs a lot of that because he has an amazing voice. But yeah, I mean, I like him. I'm a fan, but I would have probably liked to seen something a little different from him.
I agree. I mean, to me, I don't know how maybe the music industry looks at it, but I look at the Grammys as like the big Super Bowl of you know, of music, of the music awards. So when I see The Weeknd come out, and I'm interested in what he's going to do, it just nothing impressed me. I wanted to see like I think this could have been a chance to be like a defining moment for him to really be like, I mean, not cross over. I'm not trying to, you know, imply that, but just something where I'm like, man, like this was awesome, and I just wasn't really impressed. I do come in with an open mind, and I just thought it was whatever.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think that he's, you know, I've seen him do better, basically. And I know the Grammys is the night where you pull out all the stops and you just go for it. So someone who I thought really went for it was Kendrick Lamar. I don't really listen to his stuff, but I was sitting right behind him when he won the first award of the night, and he seems like a cool guy, but like he really, I really appreciated like the set work. There was a ton of like, you know, when he performed, he had like the jail scene, he had like the tribal scene. All of those special effects and everything were out of control and awesome. And that's what I like when I'm going to watch the Grammys. I look for that. I'm looking for something that's gonna wow me, that's gonna be like go all out or go home type of thing. And I thought that his performance definitely did that. I don't know as a viewer at home, but for me, he was singing or rapping so fast I couldn't really understand the words as much. Maybe that was just it being live. Did you understand what he was saying?
I did. There was one part where obviously it got bleeped out. But just kind of going back to The Weeknd, where I was kind of expecting one thing and not really getting it, the complete opposite for Kendrick Lamar. I think as far as maybe status, maybe they're about the same, and you had The Weeknd kind of say the same, and Kendrick Lamar just raised his stock. I mean, his performance was something that's going to be talked about for years.
Oh, it will.
I'm sure everybody who's watching maybe kind of remembers some of past Grammy performances. I mean, the one that sticks out to me is Pink.
Yeah.
From like 2010, I believe.
Was that the one where she was like doing the aerial work and she was...
To me, that is
great.
Probably the greatest performance I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And I really do think, I don't think it's as good as Pink's. It's still up there, nothing taken away from that. But I think this is going to be a performance that a lot of people are going to be talking about for years to come. Like going to be watching it, rewatching it on YouTube or however they can watch Grammy replays. But it really came across truly amazing on TV.
I think that was probably the one performance. That I was very... Like, you know, there's one performance every year that the people talk about the most. That's the one that I think for sure, like you said, people are going to be rewatching for years and years to come. Going from something a little bit different, you know, you go from that, and we also saw the duet between Sam Hunt and Carrie Underwood.
I love Sam Hunt, by the way.
Yeah, I honestly, like, he's relatively new, right?
Somewhat,
like,
yeah. I mean, I kind of discovered him about a year and a half ago.
Okay.
With the same song, the Take Your Time, which I truly love that song. So I kind of did like, you know, hearing a girl sing it as well.
Yeah.
As well as hearing a Carrie Underwood song as well. So I really like. I'm a fan of both. Sam and Carrie Underwood. How did I come across?
Yeah. Oh, that was crazy awesome. Like I was kind of sitting on the left-hand side of the floor, and they were kind of over here on the right side of the stage for me, but I love Carrie Underwood. I think she's got such an amazing voice. Like, anyone who knows me, I'm not necessarily like the biggest country music fan, but the person I do listen to is Carrie Underwood. I think she has incredible vocals, and that's what I look for whenever I'm gonna listen to someone. I'm more into like the powerhouse vocals, and she brings that.
I'm still always going back and forth. Like, who do you think the best American Idol is, Carrie Underwood or Kelly Clarkson?
Oh, that's a
because
tough
we're both
one.
like so like mega superstars, but.
Which one would you choose?
If I had to choose, I'd probably say, and I love Kelly Clarkson. Yeah. But I mean, just to be fair, I'd have to go with Carrie Underwood.
I think I would too. I really would. I've seen her live once before. Like, her whole set, you know, was just incredible. It was the Blown Away tour. That was so good. But you know, I really loved the one, talking about like the one performance that everyone talks about. I think it was maybe I think maybe a few years ago she did that one where her dress like had the projection of like all the crazy stuff happening on it. I'd love to see, I mean, obviously not for her to like recreate the same exact thing, but I love that aspect of it, like, you know, the projection on the dress. I know that Lady Gaga, that was that was like closer to the end of the Grammys, but she did that projection on her face. That was kind of cool. I mean, at the very last minute before they kind of transitioned out of that, they kind of like she moved a little bit and like the face kind of got blurry, but for a while there I was like, wow, this is interesting. Like this is really cool, like when the spider came out of her eye and like crawled across her face.
I almost went on my TV and grabbed a roll of newspaper and just started smashing my TV. And I was like, oh wait, that's Lady Gaga.
I know. I mean, what did you think of that David Bowie tribute? I think she definitely always knows how to wow a crowd.
I'm gonna have to disagree.
You really?
As a tribute to David Bowie, I thought it was perfectly fine.
Yeah.
As like a Lady Gaga performance, I thought it was good. You know, I mean, I love Lady Gaga, but like, I mean, that was okay. But as the Lady Gaga performance, it was good. As a David Bowie tribute, I thought it was great.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
I think Lady Gaga, she always knows how to incorporate like the music, like the sound, the costuming, the dancers, everything around her. She like really makes it a production rather than just like, oh, I'm gonna go sing a song. Yeah. So I felt like she definitely was trying to like channel her inner David Bowie for sure. She even showed up to the red carpet wearing, you know, the orange hair. Yeah. And she was I know she definitely like becomes the role. So I mean, she definitely, like most people just, oh, I'm gonna sing a tribute. She like became David Bowie for the night, it seemed like. But speaking of another tribute, this is not, I mean, he's not passed away obviously, but like the Lionel Richie tribute, obviously that's like a big theme for the Grammys this year. I know they did like a, you know, the tribute to Lionel Richie like a few days before. What did you think of that, the collaboration that those four artists had up there on stage?
I liked it. I liked it overall. Not too familiar with Luke Bryan, to be honest with you. But I mean, I thought he was good. I thought Demi Lovato was the best person of all of them.
Yeah.
She just keeps... Like somebody keeps hitting her with a sexy stick because she just gets hotter and hotter.
Oh my gosh!
Every single time.
She's probably like I have like a list in my phone. I like number every time I've seen her because I've done like a lot of like little promo work for her. Like I was on like her MTV Special Awards, like doing commentary and stuff. She's probably, besides Taylor Swift, like one of my favorite artists. And she, like last night was the 11th time that I've seen her, and like she is gotten better and better each time, and her vocals, I was just like, can I please buy a copy of this afterwards? She did an incredible job. And you know, at first when she came out I was like, who's that? Because you know, she had like the hair extensions in because she has short hair now. But yeah, I thought that she did an amazing job. That was probably my favorite like little performance of the night, just because I love her so much. But also John Legend performed, and I always love whenever he gets behind the piano and just like serenades the entire audience. I thought he did a great job. Luke Bryan did a good job. I'm not like a huge fan of him. But then Meghan Trainor came out. I love Meghan Trainor. I think she's hilarious. I don't listen to her a lot, but I think that she is a talent for sure. And like, what are your overall thoughts of her? I like her overall. We'll probably get a little bit more, I guess, because she won Best New Artist. We'll get a little bit more, but overall, I like her. I think her music's really good. You know, right amount of pop, to be honest with you. Yeah, very pop for sure. And a little bit of a surprise, like I don't think anyone in the audience was expecting it, like Lionel Richie to get up and like go sing. See, what's funny, and now that you mentioned that, is like because they cut to Lionel Richie a lot, and there was one part, or maybe it was an accident, but you can see him hold the microphone. Oh, really? And I was like, okay, well, I guess he's gonna come out and sing at the end. You know? Oh man, yeah, literally, no one knew that he was gonna go up on stage. Apparently, besides like the artists. Yeah. And I know when I saw like a few cuts to him in the audience, he was like very emotional. He was like, you know, tearing up at like people doing the renditions of his songs. And you know, I really did. I loved it when he started getting up there and he just like took control and had fun and was giving everyone high fives and everything. I think he's an amazing artist. I agree. I sat 3 people down from him for a while, and my grandma sent me a screenshot, and like he's there, you know, looking at the camera, and I'm like kind of leaning over looking, and it's a picture that I'll definitely treasure just because it's really fun. But yeah, I loved that whole performance. Another performance that I would like to get your opinion on, since you saw it on TV, was the Andra Day and Ellie Goulding performance. What did you think of that? I'm not too familiar with Andra Day. I mean, honestly, that was the first time I've ever heard of her or seen her. I mean, she looked cool. At first, she kind of looked like a
I don't want to insult anyone, maybe a little bit thicker Rihanna. Not that that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, I love Ellie Goulding, and the thing I love about "Love Me Like You Do" is like that really is. I think that's a fantastic song, just well written, well produced, well everything. And then when you kind of strip it down a little bit, you can kind of really hear a lot more of the essence and kind of like really hear the song.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that version that she did, which is a little bit more stripped. So I truly love this performance because I love that song.
Yeah, I do too. That song, I honestly like it better live than I do even listening to the recording of it. I went to the Rockin' New Year's Eve special, like the Billboard Hollywood thing with Fergie, and she had like maybe 3 or 4 different songs that she sang, and I really was wondering like when she was going to come out on stage, because it kind of sounds like her voice has like a little bit of a tremor to it, like it may be like edited in, what I thought to begin with. But I was a big fan of her, and I went in, and you can tell it's live, and that is her voice. Like my friend Shayla, she came with me. We were like stunned at how someone can make their voice sound so like techno, but like make it into a pop thing. And yeah, I love that song. I thought that the collaboration between her and Andra Day was fantastic. I thought their voices blended very well. And I that one was on a separate stage, so I kind of had to like turn around to look. But that's why I want to know what you thought, because you saw their faces and the emotion and stuff. But
I love Ellie Goulding because her voice is so unique. Like there's like when if you don't know the song, if first time you heard it, it's Ellie Goulding singing it. So that's what I love about her voice. Oh, in the chat room, Mikey Legulo, sorry if I butchered your name, agreed, where he thought the tribute was okay, but Demi just completely killed it in the tributes.
Yes. He said, "Girl got chops." Yes, she does. Oh my gosh, I love her so much. Let's see. We also had Little Big Town, which is another country duo thing.
I'm familiar with the song. I like the song, although I liked it the first time when it was called like "Kiss the Girl" by Katy Perry.
Yes.
Actually, if you want to go way back, there's a song called "I Kissed a Girl" by Jill Sobule.
Really? Yeah. I didn't know that. Yeah, every time there's ever any like girl action thing, everyone always like, oh, you ripped that off of Katy Perry, but like she was the one that everyone remembers, like the big, oh my gosh, someone's talking about this type of thing. But I thought that they did a great job.
I like this song. I really like this. I've heard this song before. I'm not a huge country fan, but I do like country, but I really like this song.
Yeah, I thought they did a great job. I think that they've come a long way, because I know like I've seen them at the Grammys before when they did like I think there was a song called "On the Pontoon," and they're very country. I love that about them, but like I don't know, this song just seemed like something a little different for them. We saw like a different side of them, and like I was talking to Marissa, who is here as well, and she was telling me how it's not like a girl on girl song as much. It's more of like a jealousy. Like she is so jealous of that girl that she wants to like be her or like be with her because she's so close to him. So I was like, I didn't really think of it from that perspective, but it's very true. It's a very well written song. Anyway, I thought they did a great job. And then let's see, are you a Justin Bieber fan?
I wouldn't go as far as say fan, but like I do and there are a lot of his songs that I really, really like. Like a lot of his older stuff. I'm not gonna lie, I want to say it's not his first album. It's the one that has Baby.
Okay. And I think it's like it's called Justin Bieber 2.0.
Something like that. Yeah, I have that album, and I really, really like that album. I think that's a great album, and so I'm not gonna lie, I like some of his songs. I like a song with Nicki Minaj too.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan, but
I've definitely become more of a fan now that he's kind of transitioned into what he's trying to create for himself now. I love like his collaboration with Jack U, which is Diplo and Skrillex. I think they are fantastic. They definitely add, in my opinion, to Justin as an artist, because I mean Justin's got a great voice, but knowing that like we have these people behind him that are like really techno and stuff, it just kind of takes like what the song could have been and just makes it even better. So I really enjoyed it. I know he started off on like a separate stage that was behind me, and I thought vocally he did better there. And then I don't know if you saw on camera, he literally ran as fast as he could from that down the aisle all the way to the other stage, and he was like running, and you could tell like he was very out of breath during the second song. So I thought that kind of took away a little bit. I still thought he did a great job, and I've seen him perform that song other places, and he's done a great job. But did it sound a little out of breath?
A little bit at the end. Like I said, I like the beginning. To be honest with you, I wasn't a big fan because and I think Justin Bieber's at a status way above The Weeknd, so I'm not trying to compare the two.
Yeah.
But like The Weeknd, seeing that, I was just expecting like a wow performance. This is the Grammys, you know.
Yeah.
This is the biggest stage of them all, and it just like I really feel like at this point in time he should have that moment that everybody else in the past have had.
Yeah.
And I just didn't get that from him.
Yeah, I think that I remember seeing a long time ago a performance that he did. It was his first Grammy appearance, I think, and he sang with Usher, and there was like all the background dancers and like the fire and everything, and I thought that was very well rehearsed, and I did like his performance last night, but I've seen him do better as well. So I'm like, come on, like this is the Grammys, pull out all the the big stuff. And so I mean, I thought it was great, but I was looking for a little bit more, like maybe some background dancers, because I know Justin, he's a great dancer. I've seen him, like he can break it down, and I know that he kind of bebops around a little bit, and I know he like hit the dab a few times. Because
going back, like when LL Cool J first came out, he was kind of talking about some of like the greatest performances from the Grammys. I know they showed clips. I kind of wrote some down. I think he referenced like the Kendrick Lamar and Imagine Dragon from a few years ago, just a few others. So I was kind of expecting that level of like Justin Bieber, and I don't know, I didn't get it. Like to me, nothing was memorable about the performance.
Yeah. I thought that like the most memorable part was definitely like what he did first before he like
I like that
came
part
to the
because
other
I like
stage.
that song. I'm not a big fan of Where Are You Now. I like the first song. But yeah, I mean, I thought that was fine, and
yeah,
I like when the vocal, like when the actual talent side of Justin Bieber comes out, because that guy can play instruments, he can dance, he can sing, like he can do it all. So when you kind of take that away and kind of rely on maybe like the production side of it, and I'd rather see talented Justin come out, not
And I think he's definitely gotten a lot better. I know that for a long time he was going through a hard time where he was like transitioning out of his like childish teen days to like trying to be an adult, and I definitely think that he seems more grateful now, and like he's kind of calmed down a little bit, and I think that reflects through his performances. I feel like you can kind of tell now he doesn't, I mean, he still obviously thinks a lot of himself, you can tell, but I feel like he's getting better at like connecting with the audience and like involving everyone. So I do think the past like 3 songs that he's put out, I'm like, okay, I'm impressed. Like I'll listen to those. So I think he did a great job, and it was actually last night was his first Grammy win.
Yeah.
What did you think of that? I mean, like I have always, I mean, I know he's been nominated before and he hasn't ever gotten it, so I was kind of like wondering, is he ever going to get one? And he did it, but they didn't televise that award, if I am correct.
I mean, I'm looking it up. I think it looks like he won for best dance recording.
Yeah.
For Where Are You Now? I mean, based on the other ones that are nominated, I mean, sounds like he was the right person to win.
Yeah, I definitely think so. I know they didn't televise that though, did they? No, they just kind of said it. But good job for him. I mean, a Grammy is a Grammy, and that's incredible.
It's more the Grammys than what I have.
Yeah, seriously. And I think, anyway, besides that, I just think he's definitely getting a lot better for the standards that I had for him. We also see Adele. I love Adele. I actually am going to see her at the Staples Center later on this summer. I don't know how my friend got tickets, but she just like had like 4 computers, I believe, with her mom, and they were like, trying to get the tickets, and they all like, it's like as soon as it started, you saw like the sections drop down, boom, boom, like no, they're sold out.
That's crazy.
And she had pit tickets for a while, and then like they said, sorry, those are gone. And so then she got on another computer and somehow got them. But she is a force to be reckoned with. What did you think?
I'm really curious how this sounded live.
Personally, I love Adele. I didn't think it was her best performance. I am really excited to see her when I can see a full set, because I've heard she's amazing. But apparently, I saw in the news there was some audio
That's what I'm curious,
problem during the actual live thing. I couldn't hear the music as well, and I heard more of her vocals, and I think she was having a hard time hearing herself, like in like the little ear thing. So I know that a few times, and I think the very last note that she hit was a little sour of the song. So I was kind of like, okay, like that wasn't the best, but she still like had very good moments in that song where I thought it was great. But yeah, what did it sound like on TV?
The volume from TV, like the volume was like off and on. So I was like, obviously there's audio problems. Then reading it, I heard there's something fell in like the piano, or I don't know what happened, but it was just something that was off. I mean, with that said, I mean it was really good. That's not a bad thing, but obviously, and going back to Rolling in the Deep, where she did like a few years ago, that was just amazing.
She like killed it.
But unfortunately, it sounds like the audio issues might had something to do with it. But this is probably my favorite Adele song from that new album.
Yeah.
So I was happy to hear her sing that song live.
Yeah, I think that with Adele, it's one of those things where personally, I'm all into the pop type of scene. Like I love it when people have like the background dancers, but they also like really bring it vocally. And I feel like with Adele, it's the one exception where I'm like, she doesn't need any of that. She'll just stand there with a microphone and have someone playing the piano, and I can be mesmerized for like hours on end. So she's definitely one of those artists that's not like anyone I've ever seen before. So going through the audio technical difficulties that she had, I still thought she did an incredible job bringing her vocals. And I know it's so hard when a whole stadium is screaming to be able to hear yourself and make sure you're on pitch. So I thought overall she did an incredible job.
I agree.
But yeah, I love her. I think she did great. And I'm interested to see like a full set from her because not very many people get to experience that. So I'm like, because I think last time she tried to announce a tour, she got sick and something.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
like
something
a vocal, like she had to have vocal surgery.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited to see her. Also, what did you think of? I think the Grammys this year, they were really trying to incorporate this. They like did a flash to like New York for the Hamilton Broadway premiere type of thing. That's definitely something that's not like any other Broadway thing I've ever seen, because there was like rapping and it sounded like Kanye West was up there, But I thought that was very interesting. What did you think of that?
I'm not gonna lie, I thought this was amazing.
Okay.
I want to see. I've never seen. I think I've seen like a musical here and there, but I haven't in years. But I want to see this now. That 4-minute performance, I'm like, that looked amazing in my eyes.
Yeah.
To me, that was probably the second best performance and a close second to Kendrick Lamar. But I truly thought it was amazing. I thought it was creative. I thought it was a unique twist of how to view on what it is that they're presenting. I truly thought it was amazing.
I thought that was really cool because like I know the Grammys. I don't know if this was the first time that they've done that where they've flashed to like another.
I think so because I don't remember seeing anything like that before.
Yeah, I was blown away. I was like, wait, what is this that they're talking about? And then when it started, I was like, okay, we're on Broadway. And then I was like, wait, are we on Broadway? Because this is totally like different than what I've thought. But no, I thought it was great. I thought that like the performers, they were great and like they all worked together great as a cast. And then it was cool because they ended up winning the Grammy that they were up for.
That was kind of like when because first off, I don't think they've ever televised like the best musical theater album before. No. So then they're like, oh, coming up next, the best musical theater album. I'm like, gee, I wonder who's gonna win.
Yeah. See, it's one of those things where I feel like people definitely know ahead of time who's gonna win. Yeah. Because there's no way. Otherwise, they would have like had like someone else perform, there at the theater if they thought someone else might win. So it's funny that you would mention that because I know there was a few people that were supposed to show that didn't show. And I wonder if they didn't show because they found out that they weren't going to win or something beforehand. Because I know a lot of award shows, the people who don't win aren't there. So I feel like they do say, hey, you probably want to come to this one. Or, oh, you can stay home. I don't know. But I feel like it's definitely like a Hollywood thing where more people know than what they say. And then the whole world thinks, oh, we just find out right now. Like no one knew. But I thought they did an amazing job. They got the Grammy. Do you remember what it was for? What again?
Like
it was
best
the best
musical theater album.
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah,
I do. I really want to go to New York and see this. Like, let's go.
Yeah, no,
right after this. But other than that, we see the Eagles come out. Are you a fan of the Eagles? I know that they.
I like the Eagles a lot.
Yeah, they did a great job. I was like 8 rows behind them at that point, so they were performing right there and. I thought that they definitely brought it. I thought that, they're great performers. At first, nobody hate me for saying this, but at first I didn't really know who was coming out because I don't know if I just didn't hear. Yeah. And like some of these older guys were coming out, and I don't personally I know who the Eagles are for sure, 100%. But like. I don't like Google them all the time like I do Taylor Swift, and so I don't know exactly what they look like. So at first I was like, oh, who are these guys? And then at the end they're like, the Eagles, everybody. And I'm like, oh my gosh, people are probably gonna hate me for saying that I didn't recognize them at first. But no, I thought they did a great job.
Again, Mikey Lagulio every time. He said the Hamilton performance was a breath of fresh air, and I agree with you, George. I want to go see it. Nice to see Broadway make its way to the Grammys.
I agree.
And Wendy Forte says, love the Eagles.
Yes. Wendy, don't be mad at me for not knowing who they were at first. But no, I thought that they did a great job.
I agree.
Also, something that I did not see coming at all, like this whole new Johnny Depp, Alice Cooper, Joe Perry thing happening called Hollywood Vampires. I saw a clip of them on the red carpet beforehand, and I was like, Johnny Depp, what are you doing up there? And they came out, and they were I was like right in front of them when they did their thing. I thought that I love Johnny Depp. Not a huge fan of Alice Cooper. I'm not into the whole like rock thing, like because he's on the borderline of like rock / yelling type of thing. I know that he is a great performer. He definitely has his aura that he brings to the stage, but he had like, you know, the dramatic eye makeup and like the blood on his shirt.
Yeah.
He reminded me, honestly, because I saw Johnny up there, it reminded me of like watching Jack Sparrow with Blackbeard or something was the other pirate, because they just had, because he just looked like a pirate, Alice Cooper up there. So, but I thought Johnny Depp did a great job, and I did not know that he could play the guitar like that.
Yeah, and it's funny, I always think about that too, where like we don't know what these guys do. Like, I'm sure they have a lot of downtime.
Seriously.
You know, they can be so, they're not just good actors. And I always think about that, like, too, where like, why am I surprised that they have other talents than just being in movies?
Yeah. Seriously, I mean, I think that Johnny Depp was the one. I mean, Alice Cooper was like the front man.
Yeah.
But I was never looking at Alice Cooper. I was looking over at Johnny Depp because he was like killing it on the guitar. But yeah, I thought that performance was definitely something that I didn't see coming. So I feel like that one is definitely going to be talked about. Yeah. Whether or not people liked it or not, I don't know. But yeah, I thought that Johnny Depp, anything that he does, like he's one of my favorite actors. So he can just, he's so versatile. He can just like play anything. Yeah. So seeing him like on the Grammys, I was like, doesn't surprise me. He's a great guy. I feel like he can do anything. But going off of that, this is someone completely different. They actually won quite a bit of awards, and they're relatively new. I think they were up for Best New Artist. Alabama Shakes.
I think they were there last year too.
They were? Okay. Yeah. See, I'm not really familiar with them. I mean, I've heard their song, man, what's that called? It's called Don't Want to Fight Anymore. Don't Want to Fight. I've never really like seen them or given them much attention, and after seeing them last night, I was like, wow, that girl can really sing. Yeah, I know they said on the Grammys, I think they said she was like a post woman like for a long time, like right before they started getting big. But yeah, like when they won their award, they went up on stage, you could tell they were so grateful. And she said, I would never have imagined, you know, like a few years ago when I was delivering mail, that this would ever happen to me. But yeah, that was a band that I've never really given much attention to, but now after seeing them live, I may start.
The only thing that kind of bugs me, and like I'm not too familiar with them, and even I tried looking them up, and I was like, they're really not my thing, is like, what category would they fall under?
That's true.
Because like I think they got nominated for like Best Rock Album, or then they'll like Best Alternative. It's like, what exactly genre is this? You know? I just want to know.
Yeah, honestly, I honestly want to know too, and I feel like maybe they're one of those breakout groups that are like, I don't really want to be classified as one thing, and they feel like they can do other things. And that's cool, but like, yeah, it is kind of confusing for people who want to know what genre they are, because you're just like, what is this? Like, it's not bad, but I just don't know how to classify it. But now let's get into some of the winners.
Well, real quick, I think like Tori Kelly and James Bay did a nice little melody real quick too, and I think those two are like so insanely talented. Like, and again, not to say that they're looking for the fame and they want to be the biggest superstars in the world, you know, whatever it is that they want to do, you know, I'm sure they'll get it. But I don't like that they don't get recognized a lot better than, you know, mostly what they are. They decide, like, you know, again, Bieber's Bieber, but like, you know, you have the Biebers and whoever else on top. I think that guys like James Bay or Tori Kelly deserve to be up there too. I think they're just so insanely talented.
Yeah. I know that Tori Kelly, her voice is so great, and I feel like a lot of people like, I don't know, is it underrate or like underestimate her, because she's like, you know, this cute little girl, but no, she can sing, and she
can play the guitar too.
Oh
really
yeah,
well.
Yeah, she did a great job. I think that was definitely a great performance. I wish that I could have seen it like how you saw it, because she was behind me at the other stage at that point, so I just kind of saw her back. But she always brings a lot of emotion to whatever she sings, and she's always got like this 10-second part of the song where she just like goes for it and really gets like the runs and all that kind of stuff. And no, I thought she did a great job. I think that she is definitely, I feel like that was really hard for me, like going into the winners a little bit. Like to see who was going to win Best New Artist, I was like, ooh, it's either going to be Tori or Megan. I didn't really know, and I wish both of them could have won, because I think both of them are such a talent.
Yeah, I agree.
So let's see, Little Big Town, you know, they won a few of awards. They, you know, for Best Country Duo / Group, and then Best Country Song for Girl Crush. And it just goes to show you that a song that started off kind of as like a controversial song that not many people talked about, like it really didn't get much airtime on the radio until like 6 months or so after they had released it. And I know a lot of country stations didn't even want to play it, is what my friend Marissa was telling me. And like finally, once they realized, all right, this is like a hit, they were like, we got to let it go. We got to do it. And so they definitely won a lot last night. And I think that just goes to show you that me not being like a huge country music fan, like country music, they can really do their thing.
It's funny because like I think because we live in LA and the other like big like cities, you know, LA, New York, you know, Miami, whatever. But there's a whole another part of the U.S. and they all love country music.
Oh yeah, I'm actually from Missouri. I moved here like 2 years ago, and everyone there, that's all they listen to. And like, you know, people have like their beat up trucks, you know, everything that they talk about in country songs exists in my I'm in my hometown. They have like, you know, the beat up trucks with their windows down, girls with their boots on the dash. You know, whatever. All of that is a real thing. And I don't think a lot of people know that. I think they think it's like this little fairy tale land of like country people. But no, I came from like one of the most country towns you could possibly come from Missouri. So I definitely have an appreciation for all that. It's just personally not my specific taste. But we also, Kendrick Lamar just slayed the entire like charts of like all the awards. It seems like he like won almost every single one of them. He won so many awards. I mean, just talk about a few: Best Rap Performance, Rap Song, Best Rap Album, and it's called To Pimp a Butterfly, right? Have you listened to like his album, that album?
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know that they said it was definitely like one of those where it was hard to classify because there was jazz, there was rap, there was rock and pop. Like, I guess it's just one of those albums where that he just wanted to incorporate everything that inspired him as an artist. I have not listened to much of his stuff, but like after him winning so much last night, I was like, I should go like look this guy up and like really listen to some of his stuff. Yeah,
I mean I'm not a big fan. I grew up on rap music, like love rap music, and in the past few years it's it's kind of gotten a little, I don't want to say poppy, but like how can I say, like the art of rap music isn't really there anymore. Everything's so based on like, I don't want to name names, but like there's a lot of the rappers out there that get a lot of radio play. It's like they're not really good rappers. They got good producers. They got a good hook or, you know, catchy, you know, chorus or whatever.
Right.
But you have like a breath of fresh air in Kendrick Lamar, who like, you know, sticks to the rap music. Like he truly is artistic when it comes to it. Maybe even like one of the top 3 rappers in the last 20 years.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Eminem and Jay-Z are probably the other ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kendrick Lamar, I think that guy is here to stay. Like, he is truly the definition of rap.
I hope so. I feel like he's one of those guys who actually
cares about it.
He cares about it, and he like wants to inspire people rather than talking about, you know, like sleeping with girls and drinking and doing all these drugs. I mean, I'm sure that he has songs that say stuff like that, obviously, but like, I feel like he also wants to talk about other things, and I feel like that's a breath of fresh air, because I'm not going to name the name of this artist, but one artist that really, really kills it for me is pretty much getting his fame now from dissing other celebrities on his tracks. Recently released an album, and I just think that I hate that. It's like, you can't, and you know, like trying to talk about, oh well, you know, I made this person famous, or oh, like that person's stupid, or oh, that ex-girlfriend I was with, she's like a hoe. I think that's ridiculous. I think that if you're gonna sing or rap about something, it should be something that's gonna inspire people, something that's gonna go to the greater good of the world, and not some like, I'm gonna sit here and rap about like everyone I hate and like diss everyone and like try to make it rhyme, but not really. I think that just really kills it for me. It just takes like what rap is and just like makes it stereotypical, and I don't want it to be like that, because I think people like Kendrick who really come in and they really can take control and like make it something new and fresh. So I agree. I think that was definitely someone who I think deserved a lot of the awards.
Absolutely.
Real quick, let's see. So we have pop vocal, best pop vocal, 1989, Taylor Swift.
Can't argue
What
with
a
that.
surprise. Not really. She's incredible. Best new artist. Let's talk about this really quick. Meghan Trainor won the award. God bless her soul.
I don't even think she knew. She thought she was going to win.
No, I think honestly she probably thought it was going to be Tori or someone else. I had a good feeling that she would get it, but yeah, I don't think she knew at all. She went up there, she was like shaking and crying, and like I don't know if you saw like when she was walking up on stage, but she was very like people were trying to like help her to get to the microphone because she was just so out of it. But I actually saw on Demi Lovato's Snapchat afterwards, like I think is her and Charlie Puth, like, are they a thing? Because I feel like they did like a publicity stunt where they like made out at an award show, but I don't know if they're together or not. But Demi like had a video of like Megan bawling backstage, like running to him and giving him a hug and everything. I think that she definitely deserved it. I love seeing people like this because she came from like a pretty small town. I feel like I don't remember where, but like seeing people like that come and just like take over the world and be so thankful and grounded about it. And you know, she's not into like, oh, I have to be stick thin or anything like that. Like,
because let's be real, like she doesn't have that same, like you compare her to like Ariana Grande or whoever else, you know. It's like, let's be real. But the fact that and I like that she thanked L.A. Reid, who I think runs the label that she's at. Like we're like, hey,
Epic.
You're not just a songwriter, like you'd be a good artist as well, and actually giving her that confidence that maybe she didn't have before. And I love that aspect of her. She really does have. Yes, what was her first song?
I feel like it was like all about
the bass. Like, yes, it's catchy, but I like that she kind of came out with other songs that, hey, I'm not just about the catchy tunes. I'm a great songwriter. I'm a great vocalist. I'm a great this, you know.
My sister loves her song "Dear Future Husband."
That's a good song.
And that one really, really
her
is
song
a good
with John
song.
Legend is really good too.
Yeah, I feel like she is definitely here to stay. I love that she is just sticking to her roots and not letting fame like change her. So many people, you know, just like totally run it for me when they get all cocky. So then we have Album of the Year. Since we're kind of going through these real quick, Album of the Year, not a surprise.
See, it's funny because like I was a little surprised,
really,
because I always feel like the Album of the Year usually goes to like that one artist that like isn't too like mainstream.
What's the guy last year? Beck.
Yeah,
Beck was there last night. I saw him for a little bit. He like hung around for a while. I agree. I think recently the Grammys have been giving it to that alternative kind of person.
Yeah, it's always that like there's always like four like I think one year it was like I can't remember. I think it was like Justin Timberlake, Beyonce, whoever ever, and it was that fifth one. I was like, who?
Yeah,
you know, like
and they get it, and you're like, okay, like I know that if the fans chose the Grammy Awards, it would probably be different. But like you have the board of, you know, the people at the Grammys who choose, obviously similar to the Oscars. And
yeah, like 2011, it was Eminem, Lady Antebellum, Lady Gaga, Katy Perry, and the winner was Arcade Fire. Kudos to Arcade Fire, but I was like, like, I was like, oh, obviously they're gonna win, you know. But so I was a little shocked when Taylor Swift won, and plus it was kind of like I felt like maybe they already gave her one, so maybe they're not going to give her another one. But yeah, I was shocked that she won. I think she should have won.
Oh yeah,
but I was still shocked that she won.
Yeah, I was so glad that she won, and she went up there and. Some controversy. She was actually calling out Kanye West.
I think rightfully
speech.
so.
I think so, and I think she did it classy because you know he obviously, if a lot of you don't know, in his new song, I forget what it's called, he says something like, "I think me and Taylor may have sex. I made that explicit, famous," and I think first of all of her albums have outsold his, and not only that, but she was the one who I knew who it was, and then when Kanye interrupted her on the VMA stage, I was like, who is this guy? Like, I really honestly didn't know him at that time, and I feel like the only reason I knew him was because of Taylor. So I think she did it very classy, you know, because she tried to make up with him so many times, you know. At the VMAs this last year, you know, she was like hugging him and trying to like be supportive and stuff, and he just totally ruined it with her. And you know, I think instead of her saying snarky things about him, she was saying, you know, if you stick to what you know and love, don't let anyone take credit for it, because in the end you did it with like the lovely crew that you have behind you. So I think she did a very classy way instead of like snarking out on Twitter about it like he usually does to people.
Because I remember I was watching, you know, her acceptance speech, and I'm like, yeah, you're right, Taylor. And it wasn't until she was done, I'm like, wait, hold on, was that about Kanye as well?
See, I didn't know until I got home and I thought about it, and I watched that part again, and I was like, oh my gosh, that was about Kanye. Because she didn't do it in a snarky way. I know he always like lashes out at all these people on Twitter, and I'm like, just don't. Like, let's just be classy. So I think that Taylor, obviously, for me, she always does it. So loved that.
And I like that. I feel like in some way maybe she knew she was gonna win, because that's like, I didn't know that she was the only female artist to win it twice.
Yeah.
It's like, what, did you do your research before?
I feel like she probably
was
did the
she looking
research
it up just in
before,
case?
yeah.
Huh?
No, I think so, probably. But I mean, I think she was the rightful winner of that one.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have Beyonce, who I didn't know was coming, and I feel like she doesn't announce that she's coming until last minute because she's just so famous she can't be in a building that long. She was not in the audience. She just came out to do her thing and then left. But she came out to pronounce the record of the year, which went to Uptown Funk by Mark Ronson featuring Bruno Mars. I think that was a great winner of that one.
Now, I always get these two confused. Now, Song of the Year is more for the songwriting, and Record of the Year is more for like the actual single, right?
Record of the year, I believe, is, that's the thing I didn't understand, because like record, album, song, like that's the thing I have a hard time, like, but I believe,
I think record's more for like the impact of the single.
Yeah.
If that's the case, then I think the song rightfully won.
Yeah, I think it was definitely a good one. I think that it was really cool to see Bruno go up there, and he's just always so thankful, it seems like, and he really is, like, I feel like a normal person. He, like, some of my friends said they see him around Burbank sometimes, and he just lives his life. He doesn't think he's that big of a deal, and he just kind of like lives. And I think I love it when people are real and they they go out without bodyguards and they can just like I just think he's a great impact on the world. He seems like a very positive person.
I mean, kudos to him, because I know a few years ago he kind of had that little controversy where I think he got pulled over and maybe I think they had some coke on him or something.
Okay, yeah.
But now it's like this guy's like hosting SNL, like Record of the Year, like the music that he has is really like, it's fantastic.
Yeah, for sure.
The guy's so extremely talented.
Yes, for sure. And so basically that wraps it up. I think overall thoughts. I think this year's Grammys was one of the best that I've ever seen out of the past years I have seen. I think definitely Performance to Remember, Kendrick Lamar, and I have to also say I really thought that the I know you didn't say it was your favorite, but the Lady Gaga thing, I thought that was something different that I wasn't expecting to see. What are your like overall thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I like the whole tribute thing. Real quick though, I know there was one part of like with I think Stevie Wonder was with Pentatonics, I think the name is. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I don't know if I lose respect for people because maybe he was in it. Maybe people were saying things in his earpiece, but Stevie Wonder never uses a teleprompter. Why does anyone else need a teleprompter?
Seriously though, he does it all from memory. And then I loved
and I was like, well, it doesn't make me think a little bit.
When he did open the award and like he opened up the thing and he's like, you can't read Braille. He just makes light of it. Instead of like making it a handicap for him, he just makes light of it and is such a great influence on
even
everyone.
like on the James Corden when he did the carpool, it's like he's like in the driver's seat. Gart, where are we going?
Yes.
I know, yeah.
I love his sense of humor. He doesn't let it paralyze him or make him like have a hard time. Like he literally lives his life to the fullest. I love that.
Real quick before we wrap it up, what'd you think of Pitbull?
Oh my gosh. I personally, I'm not the biggest Pitbull fan. I feel like I don't understand why he doesn't have any really new music, and he's the one that usually is the feature on tracks. I didn't really understand why he was the finale. Like, okay, sure, give him like a song in the thing, but like honestly, I think that someone like Taylor Swift or like Lady Gaga or someone should have like really ended the show with a big kick. But I did like the fact that he brought out Sofia Vergara to that, because I think she's hilarious. But anyway, guys, it's been so much fun talking to you guys about the 58th Annual Grammy Awards. Definitely a night to remember. I may be doing a giveaway of a actual program that I received at the Grammys, so stay tuned on my Instagram and Twitter at Mr. Dakota T Jones. And would you like to let everyone know where they can find you on social media?
You can follow me at Well, my name is George Hermoza. You can follow me at G Hermoza. I'm trying to get to 500 Twitter followers.
Yes, you got this.
I'm so close.
Guys, go help him out. Anyway, guys, my name is Dakota T Jones, and thank you so much for watching. Have a great night, and we'll see you next year at the next 59th Grammys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.